We're set. 19. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
On first down, Watson. Screen play, Johnson. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Flush to his right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the safety, Kenny Vaccaro. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Derrick Henry. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Pin the mirrors back and go full strength. Check 37. Check 37.
This is Dion Lewis now in his 9th NFL season. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Blue draw Corkers. What's the end? Leo!
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Let's go now. 90 Wolf. I'm coming out to you. Hey, switch gears. Save. Go.
A 1st down carry for Henry. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. It's rare that a man his size can't at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You talking about the little guy back there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in.
Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
Give them 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs. On 1st and 10, Watson setting up the screen for Miller. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Eluding the pressure right. And that will be incomplete.
Well, it doesn't take any great analysis. No jokes, partner, okay? All right, on this one. But we just know that we're going to see this as the game moves forward. There's going to be two guys on him at just about every snap.
It's kind of a dare to throw his way, but they have to keep throwing his way.
The benefits could be great. You throw it to a great receiver, he could come down with it anyway.
That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or two. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, and you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Hey. 41's coming. 41's a mic. You must be getting tired of seeing me. 40
From just shy of midfield, Tannehill. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Nice, Pilot, 64, dude. Hey, Haywood.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. Flushed out right. And that's incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Tannehill. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Here we go. 5.
No score after one on EA Sports.
Let's go. 15.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down.
I got it. 41's coming. 41's a mic.
Again, Tannehill. And that's complete to Lewis. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 24-yard line.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Check 4. Check. Crunch.
Tannehill on first down. Complete. This is Lewis. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll make it a second down.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy to the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply if you get it to him in space, More times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Down. 10 Lobo. Check 41. I got him. Defense.
They'll try and run for it with Henry. A great move, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player, as well as a physical specimen.
This defense bending but not breaking. It's a gain of 3. It's now 4th and goal. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And the Titans hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Single. Slam. Switch.
To throw is Watson, escaping the pressure right. And Stills bringing it in. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Give him 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Open the board. Back. 15. Check 15. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
A first down carry now for Miller. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Kevin Byard up to make the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On 2nd and 9, Watson flush to his right. He goes full extension, and he's got it. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 31-yard line.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence, or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook, and a great grab on the other end. A Pretty good looking run there on first down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 22-yard line.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Watson with a give to Miller. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll toss it to Miller. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. No, no, no. Check safety, check safety. Check 26, check 26. Hey, hey.
Watson going to give this one to Miller. And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the first down. Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Fairbairn able to put this one through. No one attempted or made more field goals than Fairbairn last year. He was 37 of 42.
And they were grateful for every one of those that put 3 points on the board. I'll guarantee you Bill O'Brien, the head coach, is thinking to himself, we need to use him a lot less in 2019. Let's make sure we score some more touchdowns.
And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Right. Go, go, go. 3 down. 41's coming. 41's a mic. Here we go. D all day. Defense all day. All day. 41 Mike. 41 Mike. 3. Hey, high 7. Ready.
Back to throw. Tannehill.
Here we go.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. J.J. Watt able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. So we've reached halftime in a low-scoring affair, just a pair of field goals. 3-3 is our score. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Second half ready to roll. 2 field goals, the combined output in half number 1. Could be first touchdown wins.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. Let's go now.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Off play action, Tannehill. And this one caught by Delaney Walker. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
60 out,
It's a gain of 4.
41 Mike, 41 Mike, right here, 41.
Go. Hey, Alpha.
Hey, 41's Mike, 41's Mike. Let's go.
Third and 2, Tannehill. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Hey, Zoo. Go.
41 Mike. Let's go, D.
Go on.
Check play ball.
Zoo.
From the gun, here's Tannehill. He's got Lewis. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Hey, exit.
Throwing again is Tannehill. And his throw here's incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
Switch.
Look, squeeze. Yo, faster, now.
To the air again, Tannehill. Going up top. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. A big play that time for the Titans. And even 40 yards.
Hey, box drop.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey.
Big grip.
Now Lewis here on 1st down. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Come on. 22 jet bomber. Let's go.
On 2nd and 9, Tannehill. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. Tannehill. And that is caught. Walker. Touchdown Titans. Delaney Walker. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Titans have taken the lead. Extra point up and good by Suckup. And the lead is now 10-3. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because
it got his man complete. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. The Clemson connection. Watson to Hopkins for a big one. 54 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
We got double up. 36. Check it back.
Now it's Miller. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Shit. Rush in.
Watson eluding the pressure right. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete. He was trying to get that one to Kenny Stills. And now it's third down.
Set. At 24. 18.
It's on field. It's on field. Hey, it's on out. Slam, slam, slam. Check, check. Lefty, lefty.
Now it's Watson. Buying time to his left. This is caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Kenny Stills, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. And if you blinked, you probably missed that touchdown drive. It happened in a hurry.
I was just putting mustard on my hot dog, and all of a sudden he's in the end zone. I've got to do a better job of paying attention with this quick strike offense.
I thought you weren't going to tell your wife about the hot dogs in the booth thing.
I just did, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. You did.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill. From the left side, it's complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. And that goes for a gain of 31. Tannehill now to throw.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
41's the mic.
Rock it. Get it.
Now Tannehill. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack. Back now in Nashville. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. Back now in Nashville. Knotted up here at 10. That's our score as we begin quarter number 4. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And Walker has it. And down inside the 15 he goes. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 14.
First down. 1st and 10.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Bravo.
From the red zone now, Tannehill. He'll get this one into the hands of Lewis. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it.
And he will take this one in for a Titans touchdown. Jonnu Smith, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Extra point put through by Succop, and that makes it a 17-10 score. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3. Kill. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Showing it.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
From the 27, Watson flushed out right. Now on the run, he'll throw it back. It's caught inside the 25. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. In 2018, Deshaun Watson had 5 fourth-quarter comebacks. Only Drew Brees of the Saints had more with 6. 10th carry now for Lamar Miller. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they've bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now.
He's checking credit. Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
On 2nd and 9, Watson escaping the pressure right. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. He was looking that time for Stills. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
218, chop. Look at me. Door. Hey, Charlie. Now.
To throw again on 2nd down. Tannehill got him in. It's Brown. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Go. 90 Wolf.
On first down, it's Lewis. And just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back. Tell him to take care of the ball and try and move forward.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Tannehill uncorks one for Davis. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here.
Here we go. 41 Mike, 41, go.
Now it's Tannehill rolling to his right. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Brett Kern now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. They begin with a run by Miller. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Back to throw. Flush to his right. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They'll look to throw. Flush, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Watson. It's complete to Hopkins. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain there of 21 yards.
All right, they picked up yardage, but they've got to get up to the line of scrimmage and spike it. They've got 1 timeout left, want to save it.
Watson now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10. He's back to throw. Steps away to his left. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Trying to get it that time to Stills. And now it's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans.
Whip. Watch the whip.
Back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Intercepted. The Titans take over 1st and 10 at their own 5-yard line.
Let's go.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be 1 kneel and then handshakes.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 4-yard line.
So this one, a Tennessee Titan victory. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Tennessee, they're not going to go quietly here as the win moves them now to 8-6 on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Saints will come to town. Meanwhile, for Houston, they've plummeted now to 3-11. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.